Welcome back. We report on all kinds of media stories here at the Listening Post, but here's a first. A clash between a global corporation and the media in Thailand that has sparked an international row over freedom of speech. The world's third largest retailer, the British supermarket giant Tesco, is suing 3 Thai critics who have written articles attacking the company's activities in their country. One of them is being sued for $33 million under an ancient law that has been called unfair and repressive. The Listening Post's Simon Ostrovsky now from Bangkok on the case and its possible repercussions for global corporations and the news media.
อะไรเรื่องแบบนี้ถูกแล้วดีมีที่ไหนมีสิคุณ Tesco Lotus ไงถูกแล้วถูกดี
In Thailand, a Tesco subsidiary sells its goods loud and clear. But when it comes to listening to criticism, the company seems to prefer silence. It's the common refrain. Tesco's expansion kills traditional mom-and-pop shops. But when 3 writers stated their case in Thailand, they came under the long arm of the law. A British group which defends writers has taken up their cause.
Well, we fear the message is a very clear one, that if you criticise us and our business policy, we will come after you and we'll silence you. And even if that's being done through the courts, that still sends a really chilling message.
They've been here for almost 10 years already, but only the last few years that they expand so aggressively.
Kamal Kamalchakul is one of 3 people facing Tesco court action. He says he was paid $33 for a story in which he accused Tesco Lotus of using creative accounting to reduce its taxes. Now it's suing him for the equivalent of $3.3 million.
Have no money. That's why it caused me so distress and outrage. Money is not the issue for them. They already have plenty of money. But their main purpose is to silence its critics.
Mr. Kamalchakul is the lucky one. Tesco is seeking a whopping $33 million from fellow critic Jit Siratranont. He also faces a possible 2-year prison sentence under a criminal libel law simply for calling Tesco's expansion in Thailand aggressive. English Pen branded Tesco's response as disproportionate. The organization took exception to Tesco's use of a criminal libel charge at all. It's a law considered outdated and cruel in most countries.
It's widely held by international human rights watchdogs from the UN to the European Court of Human Rights to be out of step with the fundamental principles of free speech. You can't really talk about free speech if critics are then threatened with imprisonment. That just doesn't add up.
This is one of the biggest Tesco's in Bangkok, and you can see it's absolutely jam-packed. It's Tesco's success that has angered so many of the small shopkeepers that the journalists were writing about.
The bad thing is, people who buy in small amounts now like to go to Tesco to buy their things. They have a bigger selection of products and are open 24 hours.
Before, I could sell a lot more. I could get $660 per day. But since Tesco arrived, I can't even make $330 a day. I have less profit, and it's not as good as before. I think it's growing fast, too fast, and we have Tesco now at every corner.
The supermarket's deals are so good that small-time retailers find they can't resist stocking up there either. According to Mr. Kamalchakul, whole neighborhoods have been adversely affected by the arrival of a new Tesco Lotus store.
Many shops have to close down or change their business or move out from the area because no one come to the small shop anymore. Most people will come to Tesco because they undercut the price and take away customers from the retailers.
Is this part of the reason why you criticize them in your stories?
Yes, I think small retailers have a right to survive and a place in a society as well. So the competition is all right, but must be fair. They should have some regulation like in Europe, which they don't allow a big superstore like this in the center of the city.
Tesco is Britain's biggest retailer, and criticism of its unbridled growth at home has been something it's had to put up with for years. There's even a website, tescopoly.org, devoted to curbing its activities. And activist groups have launched publicity campaigns in support of smaller shops in Britain.
Use your local shops while you still can. Every little helps.
So I wanted to ask Tesco Lotus why it was so sensitive to criticism in Thailand, and why it chose to invoke the country's archaic criminal libel charge, a law that was last used in Britain in 1912. But when I called the company's press office in Bangkok, they said they were not commenting on the case to the international media. I was, however, able to get hold of a letter Tesco's CEO, Sir Terry Leahy, wrote in response to English Pen's campaign.
I believe that you have not been given an accurate account of the highly damaging and misleading allegations made against us. We faced a sustained campaign of deliberate misinformation going back over many months, which was very clearly damaging to our business and misleading to our Thai customers and staff. These cases are framed in a way appropriate under Thai law, but I can assure you that what we want is simply an apology and a retraction of claims which were false, damaging, and misleading.
But Mr. Kamolchakul says he was never approached by Tesco about an apology. In any case, he doesn't plan to give one now and stands by his writings.
I have never been contacted by them in any form of communication.
Mr. Sirachanont, who could face a 2-year sentence, also refused to issue an apology at a hearing in May, and his case is ongoing.
What I'm worried that these 3 cases would set a standard of precedent for corporation to sue other journalists or to silence other journalists, which is a threat to free speech and freedom of expression. This is a very important issue for the media around the world.
If Tesco was hoping to quietly stifle its critics in Thailand, it's failed spectacularly. The court cases may yet turn out to be more damaging for the company's reputation than the original criticism.
More Global Village Voices now on Tesco, Thailand, and freedom of expression.
Tesco claims that its reputation in Thailand has been greatly damaged. But these are people who are exercising their right to free speech, who are voicing their concerns about Tesco's activities in Thailand, and I think they should be allowed to do that.
Its Thai partners are trying to use the same scare tactic to silence the media. This tactic was used a few years back. I think this is going to backfire on Tesco itself, because they are going to lose public support.
Finally, not even the people who invented the internet ever foresaw the day when a film from 1975 could be reworked, mashed up is the expression, into a political commentary in 2008. The film is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The scene involves the Black Knight who wouldn't let the loss of a limb or 4 dampen his enthusiasm for a fight. And the commentary is about Hillary Clinton, the U.S. presidential candidate who shows a similar penchant for perseverance. Monty Python gets political in our Internet Video of the Week. We'll see you next time at The Listening Post.
And so, having vanquished foe after foe throughout a righteous campaign, brave knights of the army of Obama did forge through the wild, till they came upon a fearsome foe.
It's Hillary Clinton. I bring tidings from the campaign Obama. We're on our way to the convention. May we pass?
Well, I'm going to leave it up to voters to decide.
I think that already happened.
Well, I'm a fighter, so...
So be it!
I am in this race. I am staying in this race.
In the race? Your arm is on the ground now.
It's full speed on to the White House.
Are we good here? Dear Lord, they've all gone crazy.
This is nowhere near over. None of us is going to have the number of delegates we're going to need to get to the nomination.
All right, yes we can. Are we done?
I might stumble and I might get knocked down. I will always get right back up. We have a very close contest.
We'll see you in Denver. Come, let us away.
We had huge victories on Super Tuesday. Then we won Ohio and Texas and Pennsylvania, and I was never supposed to win Indiana.
Don't wait up on the whole VP thing. We'll call if, but no.